Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Bayern Munich have gotten their man. It is not official yet, but it keeps on getting closer and closer. Jonathan Tah is gonna leave Bayer Leverkusen and is gonna join their direct rivals, Bayern Munich. He's gonna sign a 4-year deal at the Bundesliga club, and I mean it is a massive signing for them. He's gonna not only is gonna come in and he's gonna bolster Bayern Munich's defense. They have basically taken a player from rivals. He's gonna affect Leverkusen themselves. It is a weird one for me, to be very honest with you, because I really don't understand. There are rumors that Bayern Munich are gonna offload Kim Min-ji, and Tah is gonna come in and he's gonna replace him. But as I said, I don't really it is sort of like a 50-50 for me, especially if I'm thinking. I get what Tah is thinking, right? They won the league. He won the league with Leverkusen. That was a one-off. I don't think Leverkusen are gonna compete, especially with the manager has left. There are rumors that Ritz is gonna go to Liverpool as well. Frimpong is gonna go there as well. Tah is leaving Bayern Munich. So he's looking at all those things and he's thinking now there's not a chance that Leverkusen are gonna go ahead and compete for the title yet again. And if he goes to Bayern Munich, like so many other players have gone, they go to Bayern Munich, they win the titles, he's going to play in the Champions League. There's a much bigger chance to win the Champions League at Bayern Munich. There's a much bigger chance to win the Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. So Tah is, if you look at Jonathan Tah's thinking, he's thinking with that mindset that I want to go to a club where this is basically, in my opinion, his last big contract, that he goes there, he wins big deals, he becomes the champion, and he can at least have a chance to compete in Europe as well, which unfortunately he wouldn't have been able to do in Bayer Leverkusen, in my opinion, if I'm being very honest with you. Leverkusen, of course, I don't think they had much choice in this, where he was going to end up. The decision was made quite early on that he was going to go. He was going to leave Leverkusen, so they don't really have anything to do with. But for me, the thing that I don't really understand, I get the type of player that Jonathan Tah is. He's going to come in. He has that physical presence at the back, and I in a way that I understand why Vincent company really wanted him, because this season there have been a lot of instances where Bayern Munich in the box, when especially during those set pieces, they have been really poor. They have conceded goals from set pieces, and it just felt like a Bayern lacked a leader at the defense. And I think he's gonna come in with that physical presence. He's really good on the ball as well. He's really good in the air as well, and he has that physical presence. And not only that, as I said, even though he's a big man, he's very good with his feet as well. And the way that a company likes to play football, he's trying to play out from the back, and he needs players like that who can play it out of the back. But then he needs some he needs players who are willing to do the dirty work. And at the moment, he doesn't really have that many at Bayern Munich, especially at the back. So he's bringing Tah, and for those circumstances when you are in a tough away a game in a Champions League, or in a tough away game, and it's a 1-0 lead, and you are getting constantly you are getting pressurized. The other team is trying to score the goals, and you need players like Tah, to use their physical strength to get to do the dirty things, to play with the dark arts of the game. And I think Tah is going to come in and is really going to help Bayern Munich in that regard. And as I said, they really lack leadership at the back, and it was quite evident at the start of the season. And I would say it again, I have said this before when Bayern Munich became the champion as well. I said they were lucky in a sense that Leverkusen were not really that good as well. They were lucky in the sense that Leipzig derailed their season. They were lucky that Dortmund were quite poor, because Bayern Munich this season were not that good. They were not on the level that you expect Bayern Munich to be. It was just that the opposition this season was not really up for it, in my opinion, and that is why Bayern were really able to go ahead and win the league. And I think a company knows that. I think the board knows that as well. And even though it feels like Leverkusen are losing most of their players, you still expect them to invest in the squad. How much they invest, and how much what the type of players they bring in, that is another question. But Bayern Munich they need to strengthen themselves irrespective of what happens at other clubs. And I think Vincent company knows how important this deal is, and if they are willing to sell Kim Min-ji, that is understandable, because he has not been really that good. Unfortunately, the injuries and the stuff that whenever he has played, he has not really looked the part, if I'm being very honest. And I think Tah is going to come in, and he's like, in my opinion, it's quite a big upgrade. I'm no disrespect to Kaminji, but I don't think he's in the same league as Jonathan Tah, and he's gonna come in, and I think that is a sort of a perfect setup for Tah and for Bayern Munich. The fact that he's going to sign the 4-year contract, it is perfect in all in every sense that as he said, this is his basically last big contract, so he wants to go to a club that is going to allow him to win trophies, which he's going to be able to do it at Bayern Munich. And the fact that, as I say, they need someone special at the back, and he's going to really help Vincent Kompany out of that. Bayer Leverkusen, I think if there's one party that is missing out on this deal, it is Bayer Leverkusen. They are basically not going to get anything out of it. They are losing such a special player of their team as well, and the fact that he's going to their direct rivals, I think that the only loser in this deal is Bayer Leverkusen. First, people are going to come and have a go at Jonathan Tah, that is leaving Leverkusen and going to join Bayern Munich and whatnot. But we've seen this before, when Dortmund was the director was of Leverkusen, you had Götze leave Dortmund, you had Lewandowski leave Dortmund and join Bayern Munich. So we have seen this happen before. It's not a big deal. Bayern Munich have the power. And the best example, for example, Leverkusen sold Frimpong, they sold Ritz, so both of them went to Liverpool. So you cannot really question Bayern Munich. I mean, they are selling almost all of their players. They don't want to. It's not like Leverkusen are like everybody comment. And unfortunately, they have to. The players want to leave. They don't really have any option. So they are just trying to get the money, and they want to invest, and so that they can go ahead and compete with Bayern Munich. I really have a lot of respect for clubs like Dortmund, for Leverkusen, who don't really have that much financial backing, and they still go toe to toe with Bayern Munich. And I think Bayern Munich know this, that their squad, to be very honest with you, as I said, this year it took them time to work under Kompany. At the start of the season was not that good, and that's why I keep on saying they're lucky that their competitors were not that good as well. If they had a stable Dortmund, if Leipzig don't do it, and I'm really pissed at Leverkusen this season, because there are so many matches where they dropped off, and that really helped Bayern Munich, and that is the mark of champions. The Bayern Munich, there were games where they were so poor, but they did not let that affect the result. They somehow managed to get a draw. They won the games where they were really poor, and that's how you become champion. And I think Kompany knows that if they want to continue winning, they need important players, and that is why he's bringing in is going to bring in reinforcement, and he's in a way getting it from his rivals. So it is a great deal for them. So it is not officially announced, but as I said, it feels like it is a matter of days, maybe by tomorrow, or they're just waiting, in my opinion, for the transfer window to get over. But it feels like everything is dead, and he's going to be Bayern Munich player. I think by the 1st of June we might get announced. So yeah, that is it from me in this video. Let me know what you guys think of this entire scenario. Are you happy with Tah coming to Bayern Munich, or do you think it is not a good idea? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the Champions League final, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.